morning, Ecamm fam, and hello from rainy Amesbury, Massachusetts, here in the test studio space. I am so excited for today because we have Meet the Fam here with Dina right now, and then in a few more hours, Ken and Glenn are coming on to camera to do their monthly Q&A. So it's going to be an exciting day here in the studio. I'm driving Ken crazy, I'm sure, as he's sitting working hard on the couch behind the scenes. I should have had a behind the scenes camera set up for everyone so that you could watch him working away while Dina and I chat. But this is going to be a really fun Meet the Fam episode, and I'm forcing Dina out of her comfort zone because I did not send her any questions in advance, which I normally do, because she has such an incredibly cool setup, and what she is doing with live video and with Ecamm is really different than I think a lot of what you normally see in the Ecamm fam and in our community space. So I'm hoping that you will all ask lots of questions, and if you don't, I have lots ready as we take a tour of Dina's studio space and her home kitchen. She might even be cooking us up something special so we can all pretend that we are smelling and tasting something as we enter her space. But welcome to everyone, and thank you so much for spending time with me. I see Parker here as always. Parker, you're always first. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We have Paul hanging out here. We have P. Hey, thanks for being here today. I see Rich. The whole gang is here. We have Keely ready, knives out for Dina. We are so excited to be hanging out today. So without further ado, welcome! Welcome to Meet the Fam, Dina.
Hey, Katie, how are you?
I am having a great day. It is. I was joking earlier. Doc convinced me to download this new very snarky weather app on my phone called Carrot. And have you heard of this one? And you can like set it.
Carrot.
Yeah, you can set like the level of snarkiness. So today it just said there are fracking clouds everywhere. There's just so many clouds. It's foggy. It's Halloween weather here, so it made me laugh amidst the bad weather, or the, I don't know, spooky Halloween weather, let's call it.
Yeah, it's holiday appropriate weather.
Exactly. It's not freezing, so I can't complain.
There you go. Yeah, it's very rainy here in Western Washington as well, and it's still a little dark out, I think.
Yeah, it's early for you, so thank you so much for jumping on so early. Well, I'm really thrilled, and thank you so much for, as I said, being patient with me as I was like, I'm not going to send Dina any questions. I just wanna experience your setup because, and I'll let you dive into your story in a second, but you have two, not one, but two very unique use cases. So you come from the dog showing arena, the dog showing space, in that pet space where you kind of have to be on the go and on location. And then the other side is that you do a ton of streams from your kitchen, cooking streams, right? So that's really different than kind of the talking head corporate, typical live stream, maybe not typical, but what we usually see or what I usually do on this show. So I'm excited to be in your kitchen space because I think that there is a lot of interesting things that you can do, and then a lot of probably challenges that come with it. But before we dive in, why don't you give us a little bit of background on who you are and how you got started? I'm going to go full screen so we can see your kitchen in the background.
All right. Well, boy, it's a long story, so let me see if I can chop it down. I moved out from the city to this small acre plot in the country in 2017. It was after big life changes, and it wasn't at all what I ever saw in my future. And as I started settling in, I was seeing eagles landing on in the pasture behind me here. There were hummingbirds that over time now will land on my hand from time to time. Herons in the backyard. There's a full salmon run. This place was begging to be photographed. One day I looked out the window and there was a bull in the yard. So it was just one of these places that just had a story to tell.
Oh,
And
I love it.
I just, I couldn't not tell it. So over time I started my own garden and realized, there's going to come a time when you can't get into town because the snow is too deep and you're going to have to rely on what you've got. I didn't want to go full prepper. but
Yeah.
I wanted to know how to feed
You
myself.
wanted to understand. Yeah,
There's a
exactly.
yeah, there's a distinct difference. And then it became this challenge of, okay, well, how many seeds do I have to plant? So I have enough to actually put in the ground to have enough to harvest to last me the year. So that's kind of where all of this started. And then,
Yeah.
I just love to cook. So that was brewing in the back of my mind.
Hmm.
And then I was at a dog show. I show dogs, but I was on the bench for a knee injury.
Oh,
And my friend handed me her iPhone and said, "Hey, stream this. Stream it to Facebook." And I'm like, "Do what,
no
huh?"
pressure. Yeah.
You want me to do what? Well, apparently I did a really good job because the Bichon Frise community was just going nuts. And
Yeah.
I got home that night and thought, okay, how can I do it better tomorrow? What can I do better tomorrow? And that led me down this path of, okay, you need to find some software that will let you do this,
Hmm.
because holding the phone, just no bueno. And
A good
it
starting
really,
point.
it really,
A good first
yeah,
starting point.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's solid. And you know what? To be fair, we are so grateful in the community for anybody who just throws their phone up against their jacket and gets in the ring, but still lets us see what's going on. So
Yeah.
I don't mean to be belittling
No,
the
no.
people that don't go OTT about it.
Yeah.
So that led me down this path of, how do I, keep a connection? And I was looking at the PEP links and, all of the hardware, the Teradecks, to try to stay connected when I'm at a fairground in the middle of nowhere. And Ecamm kept popping up in the searches.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, but I'm not a Mac user.
Hmm.
I mean, I had a Mac for work, but
Yeah.
I'm not a Mac user in my personal life. And I'm not going to carry a whole setup to a dog show.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I'm sure that dog
I'm
shows too
thinking,
are not like probably the cleanest, easiest tech environments also, right? I mean, you have like fur and you have, everything kind of flying all over the place, I'm sure.
yeah. So you have no power, pretty much no signal,
Wow.
and you're on the move,
Yep.
because most dogs, we average about 2 minutes per dog in the ring. So if you've got an entry of
Wow.
10 dogs, you're doing everything to set up for a 20-minute gig. So that turned into, though, a very special gift when I harnessed Ecamm. I was able to go to our national competition 2 years in a row. Now, I did it in 21, I did it in 22.
That's
Um,
awesome.
and I was able to, I didn't use Ecamm in 21, used Ecamm in 22, and it's a beautiful show. I showed up there. They gave me an entire conference table ringside, the 2 camera deal, and that was that. So coming back to the kitchen, I Ecamm kept coming up in the searches. It was just all about, what is this Ecamm? What is this Ecamm? So in December, no, excuse me, in September of last year, I finally installed it, and I installed it on a Sunday afternoon.
Hmm.
And on Tuesday evening, I was running a full-on 2 camera, uh, terrible audio, the worst audio. I mean, we would all shame me off YouTube forever. I did an online auction for my club, and we
Oh,
did quite
that's
well. So
cool.
we had people from Delaware, California. There were some people from Argentina who joined the call.
Wow.
So that's another way I'm using Ecamm. And we did that again this year. And I think we increased our take by 25% this year over last year.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
that's the power of Ecamm.
Yeah.
I'd had it installed for basically 2 days. Never used it.
Well, I love though how, I mean, even in what you said right when we first started, you were certainly the kind of person who wants to do better and wants to learn and is willing to throw yourself into it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in the space that you're in right now, because that's not as picturesque and beautiful, not the easiest environment, right? So I think that's a good approach to have, and one of the best ways that you can learn things is just to accept that you're not going to be perfect at it. There's going to be failures along the way, but you're going to learn and get better, each and every time. I love that. And I think too, Ecamm is great in that it's one of those things that once you have it, there are so many other things that you can use it for. I had a blast last year doing something similar to your auction where I work for a local nonprofit here in Amesbury, and we do an annual cookie walk event, which used to be that people would actually come into the library space and they would like fill tins full of cookies that had been baked by local, residents and bakers in the area, and they could pay a certain amount of money to fill a tin of cookies. Right. Obviously, then the pandemic hit and it was like, that wasn't going to happen. Super health concerns and like, a whole bunch of issues with it. So we did an online auction and raffle, and that was by far our most successful year. And because I had, worked for Ecamm and I was feeling fairly confident and comfortable with the software, I was like, we can make it snow. We can like put Santa flying across the background. We can like go live to the library to have the things that once you realize what you can do, then your imagination really can just take over on all of that. It makes it really fun. I absolutely love it. And I love, thank you, Paul. Paul was kind of to drop in. So if you want to take a look at Dina's dog shows, that you can click that link that will send you over to a Facebook video. And there's a timestamp there to kind of see a really good example of it. But yeah, I mean, it's funny how different those two spaces are. And yet really, I think both make you kind of think out of the box, right? So when you're at a dog show, you're in a space where, there's no power, there's probably terrible internet, there's lots of different challenges, different angles you need to get. You probably need to be moving pretty constantly because the dogs are moving, and there's different kinds of events. Whereas in your kitchen space, somewhat similar, even though a completely different environment, right? Like you can't, as you were saying before we jumped on, there's not really one camera angle. You need to have a couple different cameras. You're not just sitting because you're cooking, right? So you have to be on the move. So how did the cooking show come into existence? You were getting seeds and you were thinking through, prepping and figuring out how you were going to make it work in this beautiful space. How did you think through, I'm going to start sharing my cooking with everyone?
I had produced a couple short videos, not shorts, but 8-10 minute videos.
Sure.
One was on canning some pepper jelly, and I think the other one was my signature tomato jam.
Yeah.
And once again, Ecamm. I came for the software and I stayed for the community.
You are not alone. That should be our quote.
Yeah. I had no, interest in live streaming. It didn't seem like it would fit. And how the heck would you do that when you're cooking, right? You have this in the box talking head vision of live streaming, and I wasn't mentally there yet. So I happened to be in one of Doc's streams, and Keely reached out to me and said, "Hey, I want to ask you some questions about cameras." So I'm like, "Oh, okay," So we had a meeting, and kind of towards the end, she said, "Why aren't you streaming?"
Way to go, Keely. Keely calls it as it is. Why are you streaming this thing?
Yeah. Why are you not showing us what you're doing? I had no idea how. The fun fact about me is if you put me up to a challenge, I will usually go for it.
I love it.
If I'm afraid of something, that means I have to go deal with it, and probably twice. So I said, okay, let's do a stream. And she said, I'll be there with you. Put me up in the top corner and I'll talk to you, and, we'll just hang out. It'll be a good time. So I did. And the rest is Vlogmas history.
It is so funny how having a friend or a partner or a colleague or whoever it is to kind of sit in the wings. I don't know. I mean, it sounds like it worked for you as well, but it certainly made a huge difference for me. I have one of my childhood best friends who I still talk with on a very regular basis. She doesn't even live in the same city as me anymore. She's always still to this day, my guinea pig in all of it. I'm like, oh, I need to record a presentation for an event I'm going to. I think I'm going to just record it live into our this closed Facebook group that we have, right? And then she's able to just kind of sit there. I know she's there. I can see the comments coming through, and I'm literally just using it as a recorded video, but having someone there that types comments and says things like, oh, that sounded really great or whatever. It it's a confidence boost, and I feel better about it. It feels like a safety net too. If it, if something was to happen, again, it's a recording. I could re-record it, but she could say like, "Oh, the audio sounds off on this. Why don't you start over?" It's like having a little mini producer, and all. I mean, she's not in the world of video at all. She works at a university. It's not what she does on a regular basis, but she's a great sounding board. And it sounds like Keely was that for you to kind of be like, I'm gonna hang out in your kitchen with you. I'm gonna just spend this time.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Having somebody there with you.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I have all of you guys with me.
Yeah,
when I
same.
come here on Thursdays.
Yeah.
When I say kitchen's open, y'all, I actually do envision everybody sitting here at the counter, even though, despite what the cameras may make you think, this place is tiny.
I don't believe it. All right, hang on. I'm gonna make you full screen so we can take a little look here. Like this place is huge. That's so funny. Yeah, it is. It's your live studio audience, right?
Yeah. And going back to that whole community facet, let's see. I really got started during Vlogmas, and that was the first stream was I think December 10th, and we were still at home for the most part. Most of us didn't much yet, and I saw that it became very evident to me quickly that this was a place that people could go.
Yeah.
And it was, Paul was one of the first people that said, it feels like going to my grandma's house.
It does. He said that here. He said that here above. It's awesome. Dina, your camera's frozen, so I went over just to me. If you want to try logging out and coming back in again to see if that helps. Otherwise, I can just hang out here while you do some things behind the scenes. I'm seeing you. Oh, there you are. I think we're back. Let's see here.
Yep.
Here we go.
and that happens. Mm-hmm. That just plain happens.
Yep.
To anyone first starting out, the thing that I would say is know it's going to happen.
Yep. And
just it's not a thing,
Yep.
You make a big deal out of it, this is a thing. So
yeah.
So Paul said, it felt like being at his grandma's, sitting there watching her cook and just being part of the conversation. And that's when I knew I found something that I really wanted to continue. So to that, how about I make you a sandwich?
Yeah. Let's do a tour. Okay, I'm gonna go over here, and then I can make myself mini. Hang on, I'm gonna you continue on. I'm gonna just play in the background here.
Okay, so this is what we call the money shot. You can see me cutting really easily. I pull out when I'm making a cocktail at the beginning of the episode because the bottles are so tall, and then I bring it in when I'm doing detailed dicing, chopping, whatever. So that's that. Of course, we've got the Dina cam. And sometimes when I'm going to tell you a secret, I'll pull in.
I love that. It feels very TikTok. I feel like that's like the fun on TikTok is the zoom in. Zoom out.
Yeah. Oh. We've got stove cam. And then
I want to eat all your garlic / use it for Halloween decorations.
I will send you some garlic, my friend.
Oh my goodness. Is it hard to grow? I'm like, it's on my list.
Not at all.
No?
It's super easy, Katie. So
Ken is looking at me, right? We should grow garlic. I think it'd be, yeah. Okay, Ken's on board. I love that, Dina. That's so fun. What a clever. So how many cameras in total? Doc says you have 8. Is that accurate?
Physically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 physical cameras.
Wow.
5 that I use on a very regular basis, to the point where I don't even have a button on my Stream Deck for number 6. And then this shot, when I go from the wide Dina to the close-up, is just using the camera settings in Ecamm. And then this is the crowd pleaser right here. This is what we call, we call this pantry cam. And it's stuck now too. Wow, welcome to my world.
Oh no, I love it. I think it's great. This is the ball cam.
May not be able to fix that one.
That's okay.
Well,
Whoop.
yeah, I know what's in there.
Here, we'll come back to me again. That is like just so fun to be able to set everyone everyone in the chat is like, we want the pantry cam, pantry cam.
I know.
I love it.
It's not going to work, y'all.
That's okay. You know what? We can always bring you back on to do another one later or show videos later. It's all good. I love, yeah, your Post-its. What a genius idea to like physically write out Post-its and then have them pop up in opening the door. I loved that. Nice Post-its. Everyone, I love it. That is so fun. Kimberly wants to know where you're located. I know you said it earlier, but maybe you can give us so Washington State, but what's the nearest big city? Western Washington.
I am 40 miles from Seattle, Northeast.
Okay.
So you're saying reboot Ecamm?
Yeah, why don't you pop out? I can keep chatting here. Well, you pop out and then call back in. Just completely reboot or, close out your Chrome or whatever window you're in, and we'll take some questions while Dina is getting back in. So if anyone has questions, definitely let me know. I'm scrolling through everyone here. I love it. I love seeing all these amazing comments. We'll have Dina back up in just a few minutes. Christian says, let's go to the phones. I know it's true. We can have Dina just call in, but the fun is being able to walk around the kitchen. So we'll wait till she gets back. I love that Obs is on. And Todd's on. How's all the Christmas planning going, Todd? I'm getting there. I'm still enjoying I'm still enjoying all of my Halloween stuff in the meantime, and yeah, if you want to make sure that everyone jumps over to Dina's channel and clicks that subscribe button, because really, I think there's something just really meditative with being able to spend time in someone else's kitchen and see what they do and how they do it. And I think we could all pick up a bunch of ideas just on seeing a different kind of live streaming environment than what we do on a regular basis. Canada is the next biggest state. Oh my gosh, that's probably true. Next to it. I love it. I love it. Well, how's everyone doing? What's the weather like there? According to my new Angry app that Doc recommended, it's going to be cloudy and foggy here in New England for a while. I'm just going to sit here and laugh at everyone's amazing comments. I love it. Absolutely love getting to hang out. Hey, Gabe is in the house. Gabe, you did a great job on volley yesterday. You submitted that question like nobody's business. If you guys are not yet, we've been hanging out a lot on volley lately. It is a really great opportunity to be able to just send video questions back and forth. There's a lot of other features that exist in the volley space past that, but for us, we've been really using it for both the flow and then for our Ask Ecamm Q&A, so that we're able to actually collect some video questions. I'm excited to see how it works out today. Hopefully you guys will join us at 2 p.m. Eastern to see how that all works out. Looks like it's cold where Victor is. It's actually not cold here. It's super, super unsurprisingly warm where Doc is. But yeah, we're looking forward to checking out some volley questions, and that's been a lot of fun. And Gabe killed it yesterday and immediately learning in minutes what volley was and was able to submit a question right away, which was really cool. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go back over here and see if I hear from Dina yet. I don't see anything come through, so we'll see if she pops back on. Well, if anyone has questions for me, I'm happy to answer them. I know. The Canadians are always making a giant deal about moose. Do you know moose are significantly larger than you would think? They're really quite scary. I don't know. This Canadian is definitely scared of moose. I'm feeling better that everyone else is in cold temperatures. This is 58 degrees. Dina's on the way back. Her hub died. Oh, Dina. It's all good. We'll get you back here soon. 46 degrees north of St. Louis. I'm in French mode still. All right. And yeah, thanks, Paul. Yeah, we'll be on. Both Ken and Glenn are here in the office now, hanging out behind the scenes. You are welcome. You know what I should do is if I plug my phone in, I can show you Ken and Glenn while Dina is coming back. Let me do that. That'll be fun. I'm sure they'll be thrilled with the idea. One sec. No, I'm not running out of power. Dina had a problem and she is coming back, but I thought I could sneak peek you guys since you're here and I can take advantage of it. The fence. All right. If I do this, one sec. I gotta. New camera overlay. Camo camera. All right. Here we can all watch Ken and Glenn work. Wave! You're live.
Hi, live audience.
They say hi. You can't hear them. They're not mic'd up. Oh, we have Dina back. Hang on. We got to get Dina back in. Technical difficulties for the win. All right. I will put these guys back here. I can't keep holding that. One sec. Let's see if Dina's back. Live happens. All right, I gotta set this. Yeah. I gotta set these guys down. Bye, Ken and Glenn. Back to behind the scenes. Welcome back.
That was fun. I have to admit that was a new one.
Well, tell us what happened so we can all learn together.
Every camera on one of my hubs, I'm using 2 hubs.
Hubs.
Every camera on one of those hubs just boom, gone. And everything was plugged in, everything was well seated, so it was a full reboot, and we're back.
We're back. Okay, well, let's get back into the kitchen. Hang on, let's see. Yeah. Woohoo! All right, here we are. Right. Someone had asked while you were off what cameras you have, which you can answer later if you want to do a tour through, but that was a good question, I thought.
Sure. So this one that we're on right now is the Sony A6600.
Oh, nice.
And I've got, what is it? The Sigma 16 on there.
Mm-hmm.
This one, as I cut some bread. No, I did not bake it.
Oh, it's a beautiful loaf. See, I knew it. I'm going to feel really sad that I'm not actually able to eat this grilled cheese sandwich. This is an unfortunate turn of events.
Cross markings that they did on it.
Oh my goodness.
Is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
I think I bought the bread for the markings. And
yeah,
I'm not great
that'd
at
be
cutting
me.
things, so. So this camera that we're on and the stove camera, so this one and this one are the ZVE10s.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here. What else do we have? Up high.
Are you using a Stream Deck to go back and forth between these different cameras? Is that what you're doing?
I am.
Nice. Yeah, because that's got to be like interesting to try to think through like where you're going as you're also trying to think through preparing a recipe and cooking.
It absolutely is. You know the biggest challenge, Katie? When I have to go fix something, I have to remember to bring the mouse back with me. I think every stream, we need to make this a drinking game, y'all. For anybody in the counterculture, let's remember this for Thursday. Anytime Dina says, "Where's my mouse?" during the cooking stream, I lost my mouse because this happens. On the reboot, I didn't restart Camo, which I need to show you the Stream Deck. So.
That's all right. We'll run the move with Dina.
Well, we're gonna need Camo anyhow. So.
All right, we'll get it started back up together here. Kimberly's hungry. Me too, Kimberly.
Yeah, this 8 a.m. stream for us on the West Coast. Yeah, you're gonna get hungry for sure. and the mouse does not necessarily reach all the way across the room in terms of keeping the signal.
Yeah.
Now it wants. There we go. Okay. Camo. There's my stream deck, hidden behind.
Yep.
There we go.
Ooh, you have the big guy.
So I've just pulled out a drawer, took the face off of it, and put it on the other side so it doesn't look like there's a face missing, because these are push through, pull through.
Oh,
And
cool.
then I have another stream deck here so that, because, it really does help in telling the story, because if I'm at this shot,
This shot is
then I'm gonna
probably
go
one
over-
of my favorites. Like, it is so fun. Not that
I'm there,
I'm missing your
and then-
face, but I like this shot.
then I can just walk straight back into the shot. So that's why I added that second
Oh, cool.
second,
Yeah.
stream deck.
Huh.
So let's get a little bit of butter on here. I've already turned on the stove. Where is the butter? Here.
Do you like that butter? I don't even know the name of it. The butter holder storage
I
situation.
love my butter bell.
I saw one
love
come
my
up for
butter
sale yesterday on Instagram. Like they were showing it on Instagram, and I was like, I want one of those for my kitchen. And it felt like a silly spend, but I think I would use it. I feel like I would use it a lot.
Well, you know what I like is that in the summer, it doesn't get all melty when it's hot in the house because it's got the water in here.
Ah, okay.
And then the real, because I live in what my streaming friends call my hobbit house. The real reason I really like it is it goes on this shelf and it takes up a small footprint.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge.
It's a little square instead of, the long oblong. So,
Yep.
all right. Got my bread buttered. You know what I'm missing is tomato jam. So let's go get that. Ah.
That is so fun. What an amazing behind the scenes. I love the, you really feel like you're in the kitchen space.
Ecamm makes it so easy to tell this food story. I got to tell you, just pairing it with just knowing what the key angles are.
Yep.
And it does take a little bit of time to learn your timing on changing the buttons and things like that. But boy.
And you'll just see me crying over here for a little bit. How did you think through or build out this kitchen studio space? So how long did that take as you were like, okay, I'm going to need this many how do you think through all the different shots to plan out how you knew you were going to flow through? I'm sure it was an evolution, but.
It was a quick evolution.
Oh, that's good to hear.
I started with just the A6600, the webcam that is now pantry cam,
I love the picture.
and I think the GoPro, which is this shot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I started with just those 3 cameras, and then let's see, where were we? We had the A66 down here for the money shot. No, that's not true. I had me up here. That was the first shot. And then I had something down low, probably the webcam for this shot.
Yeah, because you needed to be able to show your hands. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that was the thing that got everybody to go, oh, she's cooking. We're there.
She's not just talking to me. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's not just this person just talking to me. So that's how it started. And then as I started actually cooking food, and going over to the stove, I I was trying to do one of these numbers where I'd adjust the camera and then say, see, I'm putting it in the pot. Just trust me, it's in there. And that didn't work so well. So that's when I added this guy. And then I decided I needed a couple ZVE 10s. And from there, that was it. I just kept on adding.
Oh, you're in Tillamook country. I'm so jealous. I lived
Yes.
I lived in Portland for a while, and we here in New England finally just got Tillamook ice cream and some cheeses here. And I feel like I'm like the crazy person that the second that they're back in stock at the grocery store, I'm like, all of the cheese and ice cream.
Well,
no one here knows what
time
it
of
is.
year, so
Yeah.
it's the cheese could travel safely if you were to get a Silver Lining Home Place package. So
This might have to happen.
this might have to happen, Katie. All right, so
Please enjoy Meet the Fam, where Katie just buys all of the stuff from Dina and sits here hungry the entire time. Live shopping at its best.
I have somebody in my community, my best friend actually, who at this point in my stream would be saying more cheese, more cheese.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Just assume that that's also me. Always more cheese, as much cheese as possible.
And they love to tease me because I never put enough cheese on it for most people. So all right, let's move.
Oh,
over
look at that.
here.
I just got so inspired to complete my second studio area. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look at all the different things that you can do. You can build out a space to make it really flow for what you're trying to do. I love it.
Yeah, and I'm able to move the cameras around a little. I don't know what we're going to get when I do this, but let's go for it.
Yeah, let's try it.
I was cooking, what was it? Oh, I did a pico de gallo and margarita, so I didn't need the stove. But I did have a bunch of, this is not a pretty shot right now, but I'm going to go for it anyhow for the sake of live streamer.
For the people.
I moved us over to here. Oops, wrong camera. That happens. So you get this nice vignette. I'm not going to adjust the camera, but this is a lamp here. So I honed in on the limes and the lemons that were in that bowl. So when I went to make the margarita, I was able to just walk up and grab one. So trying to find different ways to just tell that story of what, while you're cooking. That's what I do.
Oh my goodness. So how do you control, what kind of microphone are you using? How are you controlling audio since you're on the move?
I use a Deity Pocket Wireless right now.
Cool.
I also have the Rode Wireless Go 2 for anything. So while this bread is going, I'm going to turn on this gimbal and I'll walk and show you kind of what's going on everywhere. So this is the main cam.
Oh, look at that. And you have your display. Yep.
Stop. Why are you doing this? Yeah. So
The gimbal is on the move. I love it.
the gimbal is in stealth mode. So this is, oops, wrong. The camera shot, dang. It's got a mind of its own. There's your, the money shot. And then I've just got one light right here, trying to get just the food. Sometimes I hit it during the day and I end up with it all over my face. It's too much, too bright, but it's okay. Pantry cam.
Okay, goals. I also would like to live off the grid and have all of my stuff in jars like this. This is my goal.
I don't know why jars make us so happy.
Oh, so happy. I like putting everything in jars. So much fun.
So the computer is over here. I've got the Studio Max. Actually, it's 3 hubs. I was wrong. There's one down in the hole there and another one here. Let's see here. That all feeds behind the cabinet.
Wow.
You can see I've got a bunch of tomatoes to deal with and 8 boxes in my car still.
Whoa.
And then I got all the wiring going this way. underneath the dog bed,
Oh, hello.
and then
Floofs.
up to the counter. Let's see, what else am I missing? Oh, and then the GoPro.
Tatiana is listening while exercising and is officially starving. Me too. Me too. Not exercising, so I don't even have a right to be starving, but oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Let's go back to stove cam. I'm going to throw this cheese on here because I forgot. This is what happens when you're cooking and talking.
Mm-hmm. Mine would be on fire at this point.
Well, it could, it could very well be soon.
No judgment here.
Did I hit the right button? Yeah. Yeah. If you don't believe that I can actually cook and talk and stream, you're invited to come on Thursday at 5 Pacific, and it does happen. So I'm just going to kind of put a little cover on that for a second to get some of the heat in to melt that, and then we're good.
I feel like I can smell it even though I can't. That's the next evolution of tech. We need like a full smell cam experience to be able to physically be in someone's kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'll put in the smell of it feature request.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what we need. I'm scrolling through just to make sure I didn't miss any questions here. If you have any questions for Dina, definitely drop them in. You can throw a Q in front of them. If we miss them live, we can circle back later. So if you're watching on replay, you can absolutely still ask questions. We're happy to answer them later. Oh, look at that. My friends have dropped in the French butter pot link so I can go shopping afterwards. I love that. Just so many people talking about how hungry they are and how excited they are. And arguing over who's going to get this sandwich. Val thinks it's hers. It's mine. This is my sandwich.
Well, this isn't as melty as I would like, but let's not risk.
Listen to that sound.
Definitely not as melty as any of us would like, but we don't want it to burn. And since I'm not going to eat this right now, it's actually kind of perfect for the microwave.
Ta-da! Hang on, we got to put our applause on.
There you go. And then we usually go to this shot, which I can't really see.
It looks good. It's coming in and out of its autofocus, but it was looking good.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's it.
Paul says you have to get ready to make 20 of them. We're all waiting.
Yeah, everybody get in line. And that is probably the worst grilled cheese sandwich I've ever made, but
Nah, yeah. I mean, I'm not judging. So we're like, wow. I mean, an hour goes by so quickly, but before we let you go here, I would love to know if there's any pro tips or things that you want to share with folks. I mean, I think we got a really good idea of what's possible in different spaces. I mean, Dina's in her home kitchen. So she sounds great, and she's got like multiple camera shots. So there's certainly a lot that's possible in different kinds of environments for people. So whether you're a crafter, or maybe you're a home chef, or maybe you just want to give a different look for your studio, there's a lot that's possible. You keep everything set up the entire time, like where you don't take anything down?
it's all set up the entire time.
Wow.
Which, I'm not going to lie to y'all, it does get a little old sometimes to be actually living and working in your studio.
Yeah.
It's challenging sometimes because I also do recorded videos. And what I found is these angles are really good for live streams. They're not what I would want for a produced video.
That is a good point. Yep.
So I may have all of these cameras pointing this way for the live stream, but I actually would want them taken from this angle for a recorded video. So then you end up with, okay, now there's cameras in the background. So there are some challenges, and am I going to change it? Probably not. I'm probably just going to keep complaining about it.
This is a good question that's coming from Tatiana. Wants to know with that many cameras, do you have audio and video sync issues that you deal with regularly or from time to time?
No, because the audio is going straight into Ecamm, and they're not coming through the cameras at all. So I don't have any of that jumpiness.
Yeah.
And Tatiana, we talked yesterday actually about which wireless mics this is the deity. If you're liking this sound, then this might be a good one for you.
Yeah, the
But
sound
no,
is
I've never
great on this one.
had
Hang on,
sync
come back up here.
issues. We've had all kinds of other mystery issues. There was
Hub
probably 2 months
issues.
where,
Yeah.
yeah, I sounded like I was glitching, where
Hmm.
it would just repeat, and then keep going through. But
Oh no.
haven't had that happen in a while. And you just, if you're delivering what your community needs and enjoys,
Yeah.
that stuff, they're willing to overlook it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, especially. Yeah, I think especially in the live streaming space. I mean, I think if it was a produced video, there'd be different. But in live streaming, yeah, I mean, things are going to happen. I think people get that, or sometimes even like to see some of the weird, like how you respond to weird things that happen. I feel like people are always kind of it's that voyeuristic side of us where we're sort of like, oh, how's she going to deal with this? How, what's gonna happen here? It lets you know that you're for sure there live with someone. It's not heavily produced. There's no faking it. You have to
yeah,
just deal with it as it comes up.
and make decisions. Am I gonna risk burning the bread, but I'll melt that cheese to give everyone a classic grilled cheese? And at the end of the day, it doesn't change who I am.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
if I keep on fighting it, then it does, and nobody likes that. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun, and I think that I'm lucky in that people were pushing me to tell the story a little differently, and what's the next thing you're going to do
Yeah.
with cameras. And I think a couple weeks ago somebody said, they were joking, and they said, well, where's silverware cam, because there's silverware drawers right underneath the. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, that would mean I'd have to clean,
You're like,
so no, we're not going to have a clean drawer.
what
But
other
then
what other
somebody else asked
cams?
for somebody asked for dog cam, and there is a couple extra little cameras hanging around here because
Sure. Ken and Glenn can see that I'm hungry and are ordering subs. It's not going to be as good as yours, but we'll make it work.
I'll take I'll take an Italian nightclub.
There you go. There you go. I love
Yeah,
it. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Oh, I think we did it. Anything else that you want to add? So we have Paul dropped your channel in here. I hope I see all of you over hanging out with Dina on a regular basis. When you said the next stream's Thursday?
Yeah, I usually stream first and third Thursdays of the month, but I'm doing a special one tomorrow for Halloween. So I'm going to
Awesome.
quickly dismantle this normal setup and Halloweenify this place. So
You can't have any vampires in there until you get rid of all that garlic. So
ah, I'm a witch person.
there you go.
Vampires, no, I'm all about the witchcraft.
I love
So,
it.
so it'll be okay.
Perfect. I like Kimberly says thanks so much. She loves it. Yeah, I think we all have some good inspiration and a lot of ideas to think through what's possible. I love it.
I'm happy to answer questions if anybody wants to reach out. I'm on the Ecamm Discord community. Anything you need, I'm happy to help.
Oh, well, other than wishing that you lived next door, I'll have to think of some.
Oh, we'd have fun with the chickens.
we would actually. One of our other Ecamm members, Katie, did a live stream from her chicken coop yesterday, and I was like, oh, that'll have to be my next on the go, where she was just like answering questions in front of her chicken coop. I was like, this is pretty amazing.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Oh, here we have one last question from Tatiana, not live stream related, but we're gonna dive into it anyway. Do you do foods for unfortunate souls like Tatiana that can't eat dairy or wheat?
I am really into comfort foods and budget foods, and I think both of those tend to have dairy and
Yeah.
or wheat. So sorry, Tatiana.
We'll have to find a way to edit them down. I know Kathy Hester, who's also in our Ecamm fam, is also a chef, a home chef and cookbook author. She does vegan and gluten-free options, so she might be able to. Maybe she could help take some of Dina's recipes and convert some of them over. Think about them. I love that.
There you go.
I love that.
If you want to see more of the home place, so outside of the kitchen, I do some gardening stuff as well, and then all the wildlife. Check out my Instagram. It's Silver Lining Home Place.
Yeah,
on
it
Instagram.
is
So
awesome.
that is where you get the outside, out of the kitchen.
Yeah, definitely. I love that you are taking us on the journey with you and telling this incredible story, and you're willing to put yourself out there and have all of these cameras in this environment. I think that's what makes live video so special, and I love that you're really leaning into it. Well,
Thanks for having me here.
Of course. Thank you so much for having, and thanks for everyone for tuning in. And a few reminders. I'm going to swing over here. We have Ken and Glenn coming up at 2:00. They're here. They're ready to answer all your questions. So if you haven't sent them in yet, there's still time. You can go over to ecamm.tv/ask-ecamm. That'll let you ask a video question that we can play during the stream and answer your question, or you can jump on live and ask us live as well. That is totally fine. And then final reminder here that we are still selling Leap into Podcasting guides. Each of these guides, whether it is physical or digital, does include access to all of our Leap replay videos. So that's 3 years of videos, 100 plus videos of everything, covering every possible topic from live streaming to video production to podcasting. So you can go over to merch.ecamm.com and grab one of those, and you'll get access immediately into our replay portal, and you'll get this amazing guide. So endless fun. And from Dina and I, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And you will find me on Dina's Halloween stream, because that sounds incredible. So I hope to see you all there. I'll be hopefully cooking along with you. I love cooking. It's so much fun.
It's going to be a good time.
We will see you next time. Thanks, Dina. Thanks, everyone. We'll catch you in the next stream.
Thank you.